The Covert Standard.
Shit, yeah. 3%ers right here.
You see, you just gotta elevate your lifestyle. Shit, I don't like asking for directions. I do love ass and titties, though, all day long. Hello, and welcome to Covert Standard. Thanks for tuning in, guys. It's awesome. It's great. It's amazing that you guys are tuning in and all this content that we're releasing for you guys. You guys are enjoying it. It is awesome. I just want to go ahead and start off the show with our sponsors. Okay, let's go right off the bat right now, and let's go and talk about those guys. In order for us to be on the air, in order for us to afford this being on there, we have these great sponsors that pay for this shit show to be on. And yeah, so on top of the show, you guys heard it time and time again every time we go into a podcast. It's CabalUSA.co. Now you can go over there, make sure that you buy, so that way you can have the right gear. If you go onto his website at CabalUSA.co, remember there's no M.
Did you turn into William Shatner?
I don't know. Is that what this sounds like? Yes. I don't even know what I'm doing now. I'm confused. If you go to CabalUSA.co, you can go on his website and look up all types of dope-ass swag. He's got anything from hats to T-shirts to coffee mugs and all in between. Also, he's got some dope-ass fucking holsters inside or outside the waistband. We actually just recently used one. I bought one from CabalUSA.co, and I was rocking on the range today, which we'll go over a little bit later. And the thing is awesome. Good retention, good style, and the platform is great. So go ahead and go on there, fill up your entire shopping cart, type in the promo code, because guess what? We have a promo code. Isn't it awesome? It's Cabal on Cabal USA's website. You can type in the promo code Covert Standard. Covert Standard will get you 15% off the entire order. So make sure you go ahead and check out his website and order all that stuff. Another one that helps this show continue on is iView Marketing. Okay, it's your one-stop shop for all print management services, anything from business cards to T-shirts to hats. Go on to iViewMarketing.com and order some stuff and see what they're all about. They help anything from large corporate accounts to also all beginning businesses as well. So without further is it further ado or further to do?
Further ado.
So without further ado, I want to jump into this whole conversation we had earlier. Like, what the fuck is this challenge again?
I don't know, the Momo challenge. Like, I'm still looking up into it. It sounds
okay.
There's supposed to be the Momo challenge is something on YouTube or Facebook Messenger. I believe. Oh, I'm gonna turn that down. And it's a girl's face that's like looks like it's melted on a bird's body. Originally came from Japan, is where the Momo like
they called that the Momo.
I don't know.
It's a Momo challenge. So it's one of those things where I can't tell, is this old people freaking out about what the kids are into, or is this legitimate? Because like it's so like they've made it go so underground that when you go to look it up, all you can find is people freaking out about the Momo challenge.
Yeah,
you can't find. I couldn't find the Momo challenge. Maybe you got to get to like that 6th page on Google. But
well, I didn't
go that deep.
There's some good YouTube shit going on. There's apparently you can talk to. There's the Momo challenge. Oh, this is a debunked one. What the gist of that I understand of it is kids like that watch YouTube and watch the friendly part of it.
Supposedly the target age is like 12 to 17.
Yeah, they have that the Momo talks to them and tells them to either commit suicide or hurt somebody, kind of a thing.
So when you talk to it, you're saying that they
it looks like it's just a messaging app, so it looks like it's just texting. I was just watching a video of the Momo communicating with whomever, and it's talking about download my pic, shows this really awkward picture of the girl's melted face, and then it starts to tell them to do things, go.
I guess that makes sense because they're talking about WhatsApp, and that's just a messaging app.
Just
so
messaging.
That makes sense that it's some kind of messaging service type deal.
And then there's videos on YouTube of people that supposedly like FaceTimed them, and then Momo FaceTime back, but I don't think anybody answers because it's creepy. But I think it's a huge creepypasta.
Yeah,
is what it was, what it stemmed from.
I think you just dropped a bomb on a bunch of people that don't know what the fuck you mean by creepypasta. Creepypasta is like campfire stories for the digital age. That's actually a perfect way to put that.
Well said.
Yeah, that's well said.
Like Slender Man, all that type of shit that was originally creepypasta, and then it spread to the game.
So
and all that type of
essentially,
shit.
I guess what the gist of what you're getting is that you can call this individual, the Momo, whatever it is. You call them, and then they call you back. And then it's this picture of this creepy ass fucking bird lady with a fucking melted face, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like a sunken in face.
I'm sure it's more
And-
like messaging
And
challenges.
it tells you to do really fucked up things, like kill yourself.
I think there was one suicide in Argentina. I don't think there's anything bad in
Buenos
America,
Aires.
but it sounds like there's there.
I
of
would
course
imagine
there's-
it starts off more innocent than that and kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
builds.
Of
Like
course.
turn the fucking like if I can bring it back to the 90s, I think of like if I had a messaging app of the 90s, it would be like go into the bathroom, turn the lights off, and say
And screaming.
say Candyman into the mirror 3
Yes.
times.
3 times.
Well, Bloody Mary.
Never-
Bloody Mary's another one where you
never
spin,
did
you
that.
spin around, you scream Bloody
Yeah,
Mary
yeah.
like
You
3
know,
Oh,
times.
no, I've done it. I'm not doing it again because it'll be there. But yes,
Something
I mean,
like that, you think?
Yes, I think
Okay,
that's what it
that's
is.
fucking crazy.
But I think it's because there's other videos of parents, of course, and it's been on the news, and whatever.
That's
the
why
news.
I couldn't tell. Is this old people freaking out or is this
But
real?
there was talks about, or the parents were talking to their kids about Momo, just to be like, make sure that we don't talk about this. And then the parents were saying that the kids, like, how do you know about Momo? And then like fucking started crying because of all the shit that this person or a group of people is sending to these kids. And so that's just another reason for parents to freak out and, protect what they see on the internet. That's all
Yeah.
I'm after.
Yeah.
See, this is one of those things that I keep
Interesting
talking about.
age to be a parent.
Yeah, be
Yeah.
involved.
One of the
That's the number
things-
one thing. Be involved.
One of the things that I was always talking
Hard to
about,
be.
that I like to always talk about, is simply that there is so much evil in the world. It's always going to be there. You can't get rid of it, and this is why we have to like protect our own and protect, your family. There's so many there really is a evil in the world of somebody that develops something to sit here and communicate with the younger crowd, if that's the age group they're targeting. And then, suggesting fucked up things like that. Now, granted, obviously, if somebody tells you to kill yourself, I mean, in your mind, like, are you really going to follow that? But then again, there are some sensitive type people that
Cyberbullying.
yeah, exactly.
Bro. Yeah,
So
tremendous
the
amount.
fact that there's actually somebody out there in the world that is or has the capability of being able to like come up with something like that's fucked up, man. And that's the shit that I like, that creeps me out, man. That's.
I don't know.
Do you guys-
I can see it as something that starts off a little bit more innocent than that. Like, I can
Yeah,
see
and it
starting-
developed into it,
Right,
yeah.
right. It just kind of built it into a monster.
Did you see? So internet things that were crazy to me. We growing up when internet was started to become a thing. They had like internet videos to get passed around to people and people that accepted challenges. Have you guys heard of the Pain Olympics?
Yes.
No.
No. Good.
Good.
It's stupid. It's stupid.
Yes.
It
I mean,
sounded
that's
stupid.
it's the dumb shit that I wouldn't watch. But it's. Have you guys heard of? What was the other thing?
What the fuck is Pain Olympics, though?
Can't
just
there
bring
was
it up.
No, I know. I'm getting there, but I'll let him go there. But there was something else.
Yeah, Pain
The
Olympics.
death-
I'll let you think of that. Pain Olympics is basically it was a challenge that was supersaid or that was put out on the internet for people to do something to themselves that was harmful, and it was absolutely disgusting. And they would release these videos, and you can look up the videos. One of them in particular.
Terrible.
One of them in particular was a guy castrating himself.
Ugh.
And that was, like literally live on camera. He castrated himself on camera right there. You could see it all. And it was released to the internet world. And this is like this is the era of the Pain Olympics. And there was other things that were out there that people were doing to themselves. Self-mutilation, harmful things that they did to themselves that would like one up the other person. And they called it the Pain Olympics because it would be who can top this person, who can top that person.
Like that guy that just shot himself in the nuts.
Yes.
Fucking 9 mil.
Yes. Like, yeah.
Like-
Haha,
like-
bam.
It all started like how the video actually even came about. I'm like, why the fuck, one, record yourself, two, talk to the camera and whoop out your fucking nutsack. And I should have just stopped watching,
Bro,
but
it's
I'm like,
so
you ain't gonna
gross.
fucking do it.
Oh,
You ain't gonna
that's
fucking
what
do
it
it.
Sorry, I was looking at more creepypasta stuff while you guys were talking. Creepypastas, because it's like one of those things, like for like especially on YouTube, where you just get sucked in and then you keep watching shit and then you keep watching shit. So I did like a lot of creepypasta stuff because I have nothing better to do.
When you're
Yeah,
bored,
apparently.
when anybody's bored, you end up getting sucked in the internet.
Yes,
Oh man,
That's the number one thing.
bro.
man.
There's the
Reddit. Oh,
there's
fucking hate you.
God, what was it? There's the Russian sleep experiment, which is really cool. You guys just have to read that one. There is the fucking Ben Drowned. Legend of Zelda guy. Looking at you, Dylan.
Mhm.
Majora's Mask.
Oh my god, I love this one.
Faces of Death is what I was trying to bring up.
Faces of Death.
I know about the VHS tapes
So the
going around.
Pain
Yeah.
Olympics reminds me of Faces of Death.
Yeah,
Kind of
That one.
Sorry, go ahead.
That was a big thing.
Have you heard of Ben Drowned?
Yes. Was it Majora's Mask or
Yes.
Ocarina? of
No,
Time?
Majora's Mask,
Yeah,
where
makes more sense.
It fucking pretty
I've
much.
never heard of this.
There's supposedly there's a creepypasta, of course, so it's ridiculous. But it talks about a kid that was playing Majora's Mask. He got the game from like somebody selling the fucking
Garage
game
sale
like
or
in a
something
garage
like-
sale. So he starts to play it, and a lot of weird shit starts happening.
Oh, I did remember this. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yes.
Continue the story. I do
And
remember
so
this. Yes.
like Link just randomly fucking like gets set on fire. Then he like goes into the getting drowned, and then it breaks into
Well,
the.
It all started with like when he loaded the game. There was already a saved game on there,
yeah,
Yes,
there was already a
that's what it
save
was.
game. Yes.
and so he's like, you know what, fuck it, I don't want to start from the beginning. Let me
That's
see
what
where
it
I'm
was.
at, and then he would end up just like start it up, and all of a sudden, like he starts going around, and there's like things chasing him and
Yeah,
whatnot, and he's like,
things-
what the fuck?
Things are weird, and then it would break into him drowning.
Yeah.
And then it would break into like it just saying Ben drowned,
Yeah,
and it kept repeating that every time that he would die or something ridiculous changed or some shit.
and he
I
couldn't
mean,
erase it.
I
I
thought it
was
was the kid's name or something.
Ben
Ben.
drowned. Ben was the
Ben,
name.
oh, Ben
Was the
Drowned. Yes,
Yeah.
I think you said Bent Round or
Oh,
whatever.
no.
Yeah, Ben.
Drowned.
Yeah.
Ben was the name of the kid. But yeah, and I mean it's just those campfire stories that have been around forever. They just of course get worse on the old interweb. So
Yeah, it gets worse. It's
Bro.
dark and demented
holy
later.
shit!
I'm,
It's so
I'm
bad.
sitting here talking about the guy with the hook on his hand, and these guys are talking about, kill yourself. Like there's a difference
Yep,
here.
very much so.
Damn, that's fucking crazy.
The dark conversations we get into.
So
What was the one you were talking about? You said it reminded you of what?
Faces of Death.
What is that?
You didn't never heard
Oh,
of Faces
man.
of Death?
Mm-mm.
I grew up
Surprises me
with
you know
this.
about Pain Olympics, but you
Yeah.
didn't know Faces of Death. It was a video series, so there was a bunch of different ones. A lot of it was fake, but some of it was real, and it was like this taboo thing that would go around certain video stores. Not something Blockbuster would have. It would be like independent video stores would have it, and they generally have it in like the porno section, like the adult section.
Sure.
I don't know if you remember back in the day, but UFC was really considered something like that too. Like it was like a really taboo thing back then.
Yeah, because of the violence. Like,
Well,
quote,
bare
unquote.
knuckle.
Yeah,
there was
yeah.
bare knuckle.
Yeah,
no,
there was
it was
bare knuckle fighting back then. They
no
only did.
rules.
They only did. Oh, dude, I remember you used to kick
Yeah.
people in the face when they
Yeah.
were laying on the ground. I remember
Yeah.
watching this when I was a kid. Yeah.
So people lost their minds over that. But the Faces of Death thing was really weird. I've never been into the Faces of Death or the Pain Olympics. My brothers would watch that Faces of Death, anyways.
Yeah.
And I remember being a kid, like having them being in the room when they were watching this. I'm like, this is dumb. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go.
So,
I'm out.
so what was on this video?
So it was like people being tortured, animals getting
Like
killed.
for real, like real shit.
It was a combination
What-
of fake shit and real shit.
What-
but
I don't know
they
about
acted
the
like it was all
torture.
real.
I don't know
What
about
Jay would jerk off to. Bam. Okay.
Yeah, I know. This is what I was asking because Jay would
Yeah.
actually.
You don't know
find
about the
some of this
torture? What do
shit.
you mean?
No. Well, I watched a few of the fucking tapes,
Yeah.
and I didn't see much torture. A lot of it was just like shit that was caught on camera, like
Yeah.
fucking people skateboarding down a fucking set of stairs, and then they land a trick, but then they get fucking ran over by a fucking semi
Yeah.
type of shit, and
Yeah.
and like train
The leading
train
cause
crossing,
of death of skateboarders. No, I'm just kidding.
pretty much.
I
but
for some reason, when I was trying to think of this, I kept on thinking sheep, and it's
Faces of
because
sheep?
I think one of the scenes was something real fucked up happening to a sheep.
oh fuck,
I like the
Yeah.
scared sheep where you yell something and they fucking pass out.
that's
Sorry.
my favorite. That
Yeah,
is my
no,
favorite.
sorry.
I've always
Completely-
wanted.
the
I've always
famous
wanted to
sheep.
go to a.
love
I've
how
always
this-
wanted to go to a farm and actually run around and scare them all. Like,
I love how
just-
this turned into a Halloween episode.
All right.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of weird shit out in the fucking world. I mean,
Yeah.
if you dig deep enough on the internet, you'll find some shit that you
Yep.
wish you never found.
Yep. Take that away from me.
So
I'm just gonna keep going into
Because
it.
he's there he is.
Yeah,
He's going.
yeah, no, I'm watching creepypasta shit.
he's already deep on it right now.
so I made a
Holy fuck, you really did, bro.
Bro, I told you.
I made a 19L.
Okay, yes, let's hear about
Oh,
this.
I can-
it looks nice.
I completed it. I'm pretty happy with it. I'll
You
probably
should, you should sell that back to them. Make some money off of the patent. This is my patent.
I thought about getting it engraved 19L.
You
Do
should-
it.
So if
You should do
those,
it.
Those that are unfamiliar, I have a couple 17s. I have a Gen 1 17 that I love. Would never really modify.
Glock.
I changed the slide, or I coated the slide on it because of the fact that it was Parkerized, it was okay. Trying to make things for the people that know nothing. Gen 1 Glock is the very first generation, obviously, of a Glock. They were made for 2 years, 1985 to 1987. They were only Parkerizing the slides, which is an older way of finishing, not the most resistant to, say, holster wear or corrosion. So by the time I got it and started using it, it wasn't long before it needed to be recoated. So I have it Cerakoted with Cerakote Elite, which has held up quite a bit better than standard Cerakote.
Is it the Gen 1 or Gen 2 that you can get through metal detectors? Die Hard.
None.
Fucking Die Hard.
Die Hard.
reference.
Yeah. Die Hard 2, the best one. I was waiting for the groans. I think that's universally, well, it was the worst one until they started coming out with.
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah.
I agree.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Sorry.
He got in a fucking plane with no problem.
Yeah. But anyways, so other than modifying the coat and putting on a different set of sights, the dog farted and it does smell bad.
Fucking grandpa fart.
Damn your
Oh,
grandpa.
grandpa.
You've been doing it. Like
Grandpa, why do you keep farting?
So I have a Gen 2.
What was that?
That was a queef.
Was that your?
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of fart noises come out of people, but
That
what
was
the
me.
fuck was
That
that?
was me, sorry.
So
Oh my god!
my Gen 2, I feel less bad about screwing up, so I chopped the ass end of it off to be a 19 frame size. So I have a long slided 19, so it carries significantly better. So I think it came out pretty well.
So wouldn't it be a 17?
S
Short,
S
17 short.
S. Yeah, I guess.
I like a 19L. I think the reasoning on that is the 17L is an actual thing. They came out with the 17L,
but
which
not
is a
an
long.
S.
Correct.
So it's a 19.
L.
LS.
It wouldn't be.
SL.
It wouldn't be an X.
An S19L.
It wouldn't be an X.
Nope, those exist.
Well,
already.
because that's what I'm saying. Because 19X has
the
the
dumbest shit
longer,
ever.
longer grip.
So you chop the ass
So-
off your Glock.
G46.
We'll see.
That's what it is. Yep. Called it right there.
G88.
88.
G-
We can do
G88. G88. I like it.
There you go.
Old stories.
That one.
Old stories.
Oh,
Yeah, me and my buddy
Have we
fucking.
told that one? We haven't
I
told
don't
that
think we did.
one. Go ahead.
Nope. Go ahead.
But I want to hear it from Chase's point of view, though, because, like, from my point of
So,
view, it was fucking
At
flawless.
one point in time, we all
was
worked
amazing.
in the same gun shop. So just to give that a point of reference. And,
yeah. We all worked at the same location.
It was
uh,
awesome.
And so, old Dave here had a buddy of his that worked at a similar gun shop from down south, and he sent him over to fuck with Chase. So Chase is
That he did.
Yeah.
generally a no nonsense kind of guy.
Since day one, still is.
Yeah.
Still
Aw.
is. Especially with people, like, he doesn't fucking know. He's like, what the fuck you want? Especially, like, customers back in the day. He's just, like, straight up.
We had an old manager that
was the
passed
worst.
away.
Yes.
And
Oh.
you know, it was like 2 years after he passed away, and so the guy came in and was like, you know, is that guy still here? He had the beard, and Chase said his name, and then said, oh yeah, no, he's dead. And,
Straight up. Just
Oh,
like,
no,
straight
he's
dead.
dead.
exactly like that. And the guy got so upset of like, how are you gonna tell someone like I liked him, like we were friends? And Chase is like,
Not
how
good
good of
enough.
friends can you be? It happened 2 years
This
ago.
happened 2 years ago. Yeah, I like it. I
That's
like
fucked
it.
up. I did that, didn't
I
I?
like
We're over here laughing about this shit, but he was cold stone.
My bad.
I
It
was
was cold
gunsmithing at the
stone.
time, and I
Oh
was
my
out when he did it. Like
God.
I know where he was standing.
Yeah. He stands by the Glocks. That's
No,
what he does.
no. It was over by the Smith and Wesson revolvers.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I know exactly where it happened, and it was so good. So,
That's
anyways,
really good. How good
another-
of friends can you be? It happened 2 years
He
ago.
didn't know his name, and it was fucking 2 years ago. Yeah.
But they're really good
fuck,
friends.
No, fuck no. It wasn't really good friends.
So,
He
anyways,
just said it to his face.
Dave,
Fuck that
Dave
old guy.
sends his
Not the
sends
dead
his
one.
buddy over to screw with Chase.
Yeah.
Who his buddy also works at a shop, so he comes up to Chase and asks for a Glock 88.
Oh yes.
It's the new Glock chambered in 44 Magnum.
It was something ridiculous.
It was 44 Magnum. Like the whole story started it. My buddy walks in. I'm like, bro, I haven't fucking seen you in a few months. How's everything? We're trying to catch up. He's like, hey, who can I fuck around with over here? I'm like, Go
So
fuck.
you pick Chase.
Pick
Out of
Chase.
everybody in the fucking
Out
shop,
of everybody.
you pick Chase.
Because
Okay, go fuck around with Chase.
I like
The
fucking
guy
around
who-
with all my friends.
The guy who's
not
one,
just one.
The guy who's one bad day away from chaos. The motherfucker jump across the table and punch him in the forehead. You chose Chase. Okay, yeah. Here, I'm gonna set you up for failure. Go fuck with that guy over there.
Yes, that's exactly.
Chase
how
thought it
went
was
down.
real funny too.
I did. I was because
He's like so serious about the whole
Right.
question. He's so serious about
Hey, have
the
you heard
question.
about the Glock 88? Chase
Glock
is like,
88.
fuck you. No,
No, and then he's,
He's
like
like,
straight
no.
up. He's like, nah, man.
well
no.
because he said that, and then he says 44, whatever he was saying, and I'm like, okay, this guy's a fucking moron.
Yeah, but he sold it to you.
Oh, that he's a moron, yes.
No, well, he made you go on
And-
the internet. You're like, it doesn't fucking exist.
Matt made me go.
Yeah.
That's what it
because
was.
Matt was in on it.
Matt,
Yeah,
yeah,
Matt,
yeah.
Matt
Yeah.
knew this guy.
And
Yes.
fuck Matt too. Matt, if you're listening, fuck you.
I forgot about that.
But I did tell him about, because there is a Glock 88. It's a Swedish Glock 17, and that's what I told him what it was. I was
Oh.
like, yeah, the Glock G88 is a fucking Swedish G17. And
Yeah.
he's like, oh no, it shoots 44 Magnum, and I'm like, all right, guy, give me a second.
Then Chase walks up to me. He's like, hey, is this your boy?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, he's been looking for the Glocks, but I'm at the range. I'm always stuck at the fucking range desk.
Oh,
I'm
no.
like, I can't leave.
You definitely were that day. He kept you there all day.
all fucking day.
He's like, oh, you think it's
Chase,
funny?
Chase he was in charge of all the tan shirts at that time, and he assigns people to certain places. Like, oh, you can sell guns. I'm gonna fucking put you in bitch duty. You're gonna be on the fucking range all day.
Makes
hey,
sense.
Can I go to lunch? No, fuck you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Did
That
everybody
makes
eat?
sense.
Everybody eat? Yeah, Dave, you can go.
Dave, you can
take
go
a
to
break.
chow, but listen, I need to break in 30
we got
minutes
10 minutes,
because
bro.
we got people leaving. I need to
Yeah.
break on the range.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch. So he's like, "Is this your boy?" I'm like, "Yeah," but he's talking about some fucking Glock I've never heard of, but he claims that he saw it on the internet. He's like, "Oh, so it's legit?" And I'm like, "If he says so, yeah, I don't see why not." It's not. So I'm selling it to Chase. He's like, I gotta go online." So he walks over to Tactical. It's a good walk. So
I do take my time.
yeah, he takes his time
Yeah.
saying what's up to the customers with my buddy just following him. He's like, "Hey, so did you find it?" Like, he's like, "No, guy, I'm walking to the computer."
No guy. No, yeah. That's Chase for you. No guy. No. It's like
And
the
then
most offensive no
Yeah.
ever.
And I'll
no
let
guy.
I'll let Chase take over from here because
Bro, I mean, I looked it up, and G88 for the Swedish thing. Of course, I couldn't find it, and Chris was still about it. So then I went to go talk to Matt, and Matt's like, "Oh yeah, bro, that's a thing. We can order some of those." And I'm like,
Oh, man, Mila.
I hate Matt. I hate you so much.
a whole
then-
roundabout for like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
we
and
took
then-
20 minutes of
and then-
Chase's
Oh,
day.
yeah.
And then it went to shit after that.
And then he took 12
everybody-
hours of your time.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of went to
The
everybody
reason,
laughing.
the
Complete
reason I know
silence.
about it was because I believe that you guys thought that was so funny with him that you guys kept trying to do it the next couple of days with other people. And
No,
I
he
think,
was
I
only
think
there for a
Matt,
few days.
No, but I think Matt tried to get me with the Glock. That's why I know about the Glock 88. I know about the
Something
story.
Matt
Yeah,
tried
he-
to take from you.
So
Yeah.
Matt tried to do it to me. He was like, "Hey man, do you guys have any Glock 88s at the show?"
Because everybody
No.
was asking about it.
Yeah.
And like I think he asked Chase, you know about the Glock 88? And he's like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, very much so. Very much so.
Because he did it. You're right. He did do it to a few people.
Yeah,
And
afterwards.
then and Chase would just be like, "Uh-huh."
Yep, I know.
I know all about it. Yep.
Yep, very funny. It's still funny today. This is me laughing. This is
Oh,
me
my
still
God.
laughing from the last time.
Yeah, he's laughing deep
Yeah,
down inside,
deep
folks.
down inside.
I'm dying.
Deep down inside.
Real deep. Got dig deep.
I forgot about the old man. I'm sorry to go off the Glock 88 thing, but I forgot about the old man.
he's dead.
Yeah, he is, and he's been dead for a while. Good dude, love him a lot.
Oh, yeah.
but,
Yeah, I can't speak highly enough
yeah,
about him.
agreed.
He was a great man, but yeah, that was he was so upset. Let me talk to a manager.
Sorry, manager's on break.
You get to
Our
talk to
manager at the
me.
time was such a piece of shit.
Yes,
So he didn't do anything about it. He was, I remember he pulled you aside and was like, Chase, you can't talk to people that way.
I actually had that talking a lot. Actually,
Yeah.
when I got out of the military, I got talked to. He's like, you can't talk to normal people like that. Yeah, yes I can.
This is what I'm doing now.
Dude, oh. So there was
And
a
I get
man.
to do
I
it
don't want to
now.
drop any names, but this still like it's seared into my brain of of who you are. Like, I still can't believe you had the fucking gall to do this. There was a guy.
Me?
Yes,
Is it me?
you.
Oh,
There
no.
was a guy that was your superior. He was a manager at the shop. And then he got promoted even more to being more on like a company-wide deal because it's a multi-shop company. And you
I don't know
said
this
to
one.
his face, like
I don't know this
eye to eye,
Okay, what
like,
did I say?
I don't like you anymore. You used to be cool,
Gotcha.
and you suck now.
I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
We used to be friends. You're not my friend anymore.
You're not my friend anymore.
Do his fucking
walks
face.
away. Walks away. He just turns around and walks away.
Not prompted. It's not like something brought that conversation up. He just said that shit.
And then the
I
guy
didn't wanna
looks
lie to
around.
him. I didn't
He
wanna
does-
lie to him.
He does a John Travolta. Like, huh? Like, did anybody else see that?
I'm such a bad employee. It's not even funny. It's still a thing.
It's still a thing. It
still
just
a
hasn't
thing.
gone away. Just
No.
not once.
No.
Just,
No. That's-
God,
Yeah, I forgot about that one too.
dude, those are a lot of good times. We fucking shenanigans. It's amazing.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one. That one.
Yeah, there's so many good times that we have, especially there. We used to have a really good crew back then. Like we had a good group of people.
What happened?
So many things.
There's a few things that happened, but don't get me started on that.
Yeah, there's so many things. Yeah,
World
Moment
World
of
keeps on-
silence.
we went to the range today.
Let's do
world
a
keeps on
moment of silence.
turning. So range day.
Yeah, we went to the range today. I think it's highly important that people keep up with training. I'm gonna be the first one to say it because I came from a high train background. I trained a lot, and then I went on like a 2-year where I was like, I don't need to train. I went back to it and realized I'm rusty as shit. And I brought that up on the podcast before, but we actually keep on going now. It's another time, and I finally got to shoot my suppressor.
How
And
long
man,
you have to wait for that?
10 fucking months, bro. It's so fucking ridiculous that we have to wait so long for this. Like if you got to look at the process, right? You fill out a documentation, right? You apply for the documentation. You got to send this to multiple different places, right? You got to do your local LEO, then you have to go to and send it off to ATF and everything, along with $200 because you have to pay for the stamp. The stamp costs $200. They take your money 6 days later, and then you wait 10 months.
Wait.
Like what is it that I'm waiting for?
So I got an interesting story. This will probably turn into nothing, but
Uh-oh.
because my state's so fucking awesome,
Uh-oh.
Kansas enacted legislation. So like shortly after I moved from Kansas, they said concealed carry permits. That's a fucking waste of time. If you have the right to carry a gun, you have the right to defend yourself. Everybody gets to carry a gun.
That's dope.
No fucking permits. Fuck you. And then they've taken it a step further, and they said, fuck the NFA. We're not enforcing any of those laws. So they passed a law saying
That's
that
pretty cool.
Kansas State was not going to enforce any legislation against suppressors or SBRs or SBSs.
Yeah, that's
What?
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Why
What they
can't
did-
more places follow
no,
this?
hold on,
Yeah,
hold on.
Alaska does that.
It gets even further though.
Oh!
It goes even further.
keep going.
So federal agents came in and they arrested two people, a guy that made and sold a suppressor, and then the recipient of said suppressor without any paperwork. So whatever it was a staged event. The federal agents came in, they figured out when this was going to take place. They arrested both of them. So they've already gone to court, and it's already been like because the state's laws are what they are. A judge ended up saying like you're not going to get anything other than I don't know a year of probation or something along those lines. But gun owners of America are going after this as a lawsuit they're trying to take to the Supreme Court. So the way the government defines a suppressor is as a firearm. So how that definition, legally speaking, a suppressor is considered a firearm. That's how they have it classified. And so that means that they are taxing a right. If a firearm is a constitutional right, that is the only constitutional right that you have to pay a tax to be able to procure. So that is the strongest legal argument to possibly knock down the NFA Act.
That would be so dope, man.
Yeah,
That's going
that'd
to
be amazing.
court because
That'd be
of the
cool.
gun owners of America and because Kansas is awesome. So I know that it's probably
And
a pipe
Alaska.
dream, but that's fucking cool as
No,
shit.
that's cool shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
because,
fucking dope.
Because I was discussing this, like I've dropped a video on this, but I didn't go too heavy into it because it's just a fucking one of those dead end arguments, and I'm like, I'm completely fine with doing this. If this is what we voted for, this is what we have, fine, okay, I'm doing it. I don't agree with it necessarily, but I'm just going through the process. But fuck, 10 months.
I mean, you're not going to break the law. It's not worth your freedom, but it is super frustrating. And like, I think it's an educational issue. I would love to see suppressors totally legal to where you just go in, you buy it, you get it the same
and you get it
fucking
the
day.
same day.
Same
Yeah.
day.
Or
just
if
want
you
the
want
fun-
to put a
it's-
weight on it, just like you do any other handgun, you have a 3 business day wait, whatever. If you live in a really shitty state, you have to wait 2 months. Well, go move somewhere else because your state sucks.
Yep.
But
Yeah,
Yeah.
New York.
Well, there's a lot of states that fucking suck out there right
So
now.
there's a bunch of people that actually do live in New York, and they actually lost their right to carry all of a sudden out of nowhere. People had a right to carry, license to carry, and everything, and then all of a sudden they passed a new law.
well, that'll get struck down.
Well,
California.
right now they're in the works
This
of
is another
fighting
one.
it. They're definitely fighting it. California's it's California. Everybody knows about
Everybody
that.
knows that.
Yeah.
But
It's fucked
talking
up.
about guns and talking about confiscation and then destruction. It-
Go ahead. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
sorry. Yeah.
am I
sorry.
swearing words over here? My bad.
Yes.
So that's a thing. But that being said, Benchmade made the fucking headlines. What
Yes.
the fuck is all that about? Because
So
I
I
really
made, I made an argument about this, and I've
All
got
right.
two different views on this, if I may.
Go ahead.
So
Yeah.
the first viewpoint is that all they saw them do was all the story that I saw that was like blowing up was the simple fact that they were chopping guns. And the reason why they were chopping guns, by the way the article was read, was that they don't like guns. They were like, oh, they hate guns, they're chopping them up. See, I know for a fact that there are weapons that are unserviceable, right, that are on the market that actually do get destroyed. It happens all the time. There's multiple places.
Yep.
This gun shop, and when I looked at it, I don't know what really happened, but my opinion on it when I saw it was that these weapons needed to be chopped up or demilitarized. Okay, they were deemed unserviceable. They were unfixable.
demilitarized. What do
You
you
meant
mean?
demailed.
No, demilitarized is a word. It's a military word. It also means unserviceable, like it's an unserviceable. Demilitarized means to chop it up and demilitarize.
Good job.
It's an actual
Good job,
term
Rob.
in the military that we use when it comes to taking a item
Means-
that's in service
means it's
and
fucked
make it
up, and you
unserviceable.
I
can't-
thought this is when you put your penis back in your pants.
Is demilitarizing?
Ooh.
Yeah, yes.
No, that's holstered.
Oh, okay.
Be holstered.
Oh, I like that one.
And
I'm
holstered.
gonna holster my
Yeah,
penis.
holster.
So I was assuming that they needed them to be cut up, or what
Sure.
the term I use is demilitarized.
Okay.
So they brought it to Benchmade because Benchmade had the tools. That's how I thought about it.
Right.
Everybody blew up. Benchmade's against guns and everything. Then
I totally supported. I was right there with you. I totally supported them completely. Of like, look at these morons freaking out over nothing.
over nothing. Then they came out and said that Benchmade actually donated to Democratic parties for rights.
So I
can't
got
remember
the,
exactly
I got
what
the
it was.
lowdown on this. They've been pushing pro-knife legislation. So their whole agenda was, they've been trying to get auto knives to be legal in more places. And in their defense, in the last 10 years, it's gone from 3 states to 30 states that auto knives are open, like out the front, and auto button knives are legal, which, laws against that are stupid. So I support that. But they have this big federal initiative to where they're trying to bring in basically reciprocity, or like a unifying law for all of the states to recognize and allow knives to be legal in more places. That said, that justification for giving a bunch of money to pro-gun people is pretty stupid. Most people,
Yeah, I get it. So I think it was just misconstrued on a lot of levels. I think it wasn't as serious as most people would think. And then all of a sudden, there was one more thing. There was all types of stuff going out there where it was like, oh, they're finding out more manufacturers that are supposed to, that you would think in your mind would be pro-gun.
I love that everybody burned Benchmade, and then
Yes.
Surefire
Yep.
is doing the same
Is doing the
fucking
same
shenanigans.
thing.
Everybody's like, "Oh no, wait, we gotta look at this the right way."
Yeah.
Because we love Surefire,
but not Benchmade.
but fuck Benchmade.
Fuck Benchmade. But wait. Surefire.
Bro.
What we gotta think
dude,
about this?
my poor rep, he works as like a third party rep company,
Yeah.
and he reps both Surefire and Springfield. Like, oh, you poor bastard.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, what is where they make fucking the knives? Benchmade, Oregon.
Yep.
It's a blue state.
I know.
not red.
Well, okay.
That's
The big
stupid.
thing,
That is
the
a
big thing for
it's
me
blue
though,
as shit.
it is blue as shit. They were talking about some crazy laws passed
yeah.
of 5 round capacity for any firearms, for magazine capacity.
That's just dumb.
Yeah,
Yeah, bro.
But that was, that didn't even get introduced. That was stuff they were talking about doing. But yeah, stupid blue state. But the problem that I had was that they were giving money to people outside of their own state that are super anti-gun, super anti-gunners.
Yeah. Mm.
Oh, I can't remember. I don't want to put it at Benchmade's feet if it's not them. It was one of either Benchmade or EOTech or Surefire
was EOTech
that
as well.
gave
That was fucking
Nancy
getting burned.
Pelosi a bunch of money.
Yeah, I mean,
Every one of these companies, every one of these companies are starting to come out to light that what they did.
People that don't know shit about politics know Nancy Pelosi is a piece of shit.
A piece of shit, yeah. And dude,
What,
I
isn't
talked about
that
it last
bitch?
time.
Yeah, isn't she like trying to fucking pass this new law
Every year.
Every year, but like right now, that's going to be actually going in tomorrow. Universal background checks, and the way it's a different type of universal background checks. Like if, for example, I sell you a gun without a proper background check, we both get arrested.
Oh,
That type of
Jesus.
universal background check.
So
Fuck her.
So
That's it.
if that goes into play, we're fucked.
well, I mean, how do they enforce it? It's just one of those things where they want to make everything illegal so that they can kind of pick and choose and come pick you up.
And just start fucking slapping you with all these extra charges.
They are so
Fuck me,
anti-American. It's not even funny. The leaders of the Democratic Party right now, I'm not saying Democrats, I'm saying the leaders of the Democratic Party are so anti-American, it's not even funny. Simply because they literally don't give any fucks. And when they get into their arguments, their debates with everything, all they can think about is feed off of the fact that Trump is being ridiculed. So they hop on that bandwagon and then go against.
I'm glad we're not taking it political.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I agree. And that's where this
that was
goes.
the first one. That was the first one.
So fuck the politics
Here, I'm
side.
gonna end it at this.
I do want to say actors,
I'm
the
gonna-
whole fucking
I'm gonna-
Oscars
I'm
and all
gonna
that
end
shit.
it.
No, I
I'm
want to
gonna
go back
end
to
it.
Benchmade.
I'm gonna end it one more time, then we'll go back to Benjamin. End it with
Okay.
this. I did not like the fact that she came on record saying, Pelosi came on record saying, you want to use the emergency for building the wall. The Democrats might have the idea to use the what is the fucking
Emergency
order?
funds.
No, what is it called? Executive order. We might use the executive order to take guns away, and that's what pissed me off. Simply because he's trying to do it to put up a protection or help America. She's doing something to against your rights, and that's what I want to go end it with. But anyway,
Benchmade. But we're just going back to the community because I like the gun community. I like the second A
2A,
community.
hell
Bro,
yeah.
yes, yeah, very
2A protect everything else.
generally great community, but that was ridiculous. The blow up from just
Yeah.
Benchmade helping out cops, and
Right,
generally
right.
the 2A community is pro cop.
I don't want to call out anybody, especially with someone quote unquote more clout than us, but Military Arms Channel drives me fucking crazy about
yeah.
some of the shit he talks.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I agree to that.
He
But no,
drives me fucking crazy about that.
I mean, he knows his shit too, but he's one of the ones that jumps on the bandwagon, doesn't look into it, doesn't.
No.
Read more into it.
His opinion was them cutting those guns up, even if they were deemed to be destroyed, it's because the laws are anti-gun,
Yeah.
and so they're supporting anti-gun laws.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like his logic there is like there's not room for an inch ever. Like there's no room for compromise ever for any.
He could have been
how-
like, it could have been this. No, he was like, no, this is why.
How,
Yeah, I get it.
how
I get
the
it.
world works for destroying guns is generally it's court ordered from a judge for some things.
Yep.
And then inventory purposes, you have
Space.
generally 180 fucking days. You guys know about
Yeah,
it.
well,
you run
180 days.
out of space.
Come pick up your fucking gun. If you don't, we're fucking destroying it.
Yes.
Because why would we get into?
Well,
selling.
you can
Yeah.
you can take
can.
possession of it.
Yes,
yeah,
you
that,
can
that's
take
true.
that's what I'm saying. You
Yeah.
can come. You have that amount of time to come get your shit.
No. I mean, as a shop owner, you don't have to destroy someone else's property. You can take
Oh
possession.
yeah,
of it.
no. Yeah, I no. For you guys, yes.
Oh, you're talking about for law
Cops.
enforcement.
Yeah.
For law enforcement.
Well,
Cops, we
actually,
don't-
that comes down to a law thing because the cops can do the same thing of take possession of it and resell it. That does some municipalities do that. We
I
actually
agree.
buy guns from certain municipalities, but it's generally after it's been an evidence locker for like a decade. I mean, it's
It's happened. We've
oh,
seen
it happens all,
pallets.
it happens all the time.
Pallets all the fucking
Yeah.
time, just sitting there, and
Some-
then you're like,
some will
"Oh
come
my
back.
god!"
But I mean,
look
it
at
all
that
has to
fucking
do
thing.
with your
180
local
days,
laws, your local laws and how they're written. And at the end of the day, fucking crybaby or not, like that's what the law is. Like it's just like the NFA stuff. Like yeah, it's frustrating, but that's no excuse to not actually follow it. You know, to act like you can just pick and choose what laws you're going to follow or not support your local law enforcement because you don't like the local laws. I mean, if you're actually influencing people's rights, that's one thing. But if it's firearms that's never gone back to anybody and that municipality decides that they're going to destroy them, there's not much to be done about that. They're
Yeah.
going to get destroyed one
Yeah,
way or
that's
another.
That's
It's
it.
crazy how long High Points and Jimenez's last.
Yeah, they last a long time. But the other thing
Did
that
you
I
guys
like,
see the new update for High Point?
Talking about
yes,
High Point
actually,
Metro.
it looks pretty awesome.
It looks really good. That new
But
flathead
I-
fucking screw.
What do you think?
I have no
of-
idea what it looks like. I have to see this.
bro. It's like
It's
your
so
Gucci
epic.
Glock.
It's so epic.
And a High
it's a
Point.
Gucci
Front-
Glock for
front-
High Point.
Front serrations,
Yeah, bro.
threaded barrel.
No.
They added a rear.
Nuh-uh.
They added a rear grip safety.
Hey, they
Nuh-uh.
saw everybody fucking doing all these add-ons. So like, guys, we need to capitalize.
We
on
got this.
Yeah, bro.
Hold my beer.
It's cavemen who still have like a beginning
Dude,
sense of.
they still got a fucking company. That's
Yes.
amazing.
Well,
Dude, what do you
because
mean they still got a
making
company?
money.
They're thriving. You know how many fucking criminals buy their shit?
They're making money.
They dump money into Democrats
That's
too.
unfair. That's
just-
really
no.
unfair. Listen,
It's a
in the
fucking
defense
gun.
of High Points, for people that are not into firearms at all and they are dirt broke,
There
that's
you go.
not a terrible choice.
And then
'Cause that does-
100%, you get 100% back of what you put into it.
You
You
really
can
do.
sell it.
Yeah.
back
You really
to-
do.
Yeah.
You could probably sell it back for more.
Yeah.
Can I get $200 for this? Yeah, I'll give you $200 for this gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's cheap. It's cheap as
It's
shit.
fucking,
You lie.
200 is a little rich.
Yeah,
But
if you
A little bit less, 150.
if you buy 10 of those things and wrap them together, you have a boat anchor. It's pretty nice.
There you go. You only need
So,
the one,
and
though.
it's cheaper. It's cheaper than any other boat anchor you're ever gonna buy.
Bro, but and I know I keep going back. Benchmade, all the other knife companies just shit on them.
Oh,
like the
it's so
fucking
bad.
Every
like 10
knife company,
like 10 minutes after that shit. Spyderco's throwing
They're all
something.
like,
Kershaw.
Emerson.
Yeah, so that's why you should buy
Kershaw.
Spyderco.
Yeah,
I did see
Kershaw
the
fucking hit
Spyderco
'em
one.
pretty
frankly,
hard.
though, like, fuck them.
No, I mean,
You know, like I used to have Benchmades.
I like Benchmade, though.
I would not have. I would if I still had one of my Benchmades. I wouldn't have gotten rid of it over this.
fuck no.
No,
No, hell
I
no.
have too many Benchmades.
Yeah,
I'm not getting.
I still
I'm
got
not getting rid of
Benchmade
them
knives.
because of this.
Sorry.
But still, like, fuck them. Like they're what the CEO put out a video on it, and then he disabled the comments.
So that way
Yeah.
nobody can comment on the fucking video.
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes
Wow.
it gets kind of crazy. People don't even watch videos anymore. They just fucking see the title and they just fucking comment away,
Yeah.
bro.
I mean,
Yeah.
so like
That's
that's
how
the
it is.
frustration of like it started out with unjustified outrage, but then it turned into like, okay, yeah, they have something to be upset about. They probably need to
Who the employee
make
that
an
took the
actual
video?
attempt.
The employee that took the video and pictures is definitely fired. Like I don't know how they filmed
No, it was
it.
the cops.
Oh, the
the
law
cops
enforcement
did it.
officers. Are
Yeah.
Yeah,
filmed.
they did it as a thank you.
Cops put it up on
They
there
said thanks, Benchmade, helping us
for
out.
helping out, for being good fucking citizens, good company, helping out.
And then all this shit. I mean, you can't make donations to political parties without being public knowledge. So
Yeah.
this all came
Like,
from
thanks,
a website
Thanks,
called
guys. Thanks for fucking my shit up.
OpenSecrets.com.
Yep.
And
that
it-
opened up that day or some shit.
Oh, yeah.
The website opened up the fucking day of.
Shut
or
the
something.
fuck up.
Yeah.
For real?
Yes.
That's fucking insane.
Yep.
What website?
OpenSecrets.com.
Open Secrets opened up the day that fucking
What is that?
Benchmade was. It's a website that shows like all the fucking funds or like Benchmade giving money to this Democrat party and yada yada. And
Those
so that's
politicians.
where politicians. That's where they found the shit on
Shit.
Surefire and
Yeah.
EOTech. and all
Military
that.
Arms Channel was started posting all that shit. You're right. That
and
is-
so okay. And in the defense of all of these people, a lot of it is about trying to get military contracts, whether it's right or wrong. A lot of them see it as a business move,
Making
of
money.
trying to make money off of military contracts, and Democrats enjoy that military contract money just like everybody else.
Yep.
They don't give a fuck. They're trying to get that money for their states, and so that's all up for bid, pretty much. So it's a gross part of the industry, but that is at least a slight thing. I mean, that's the rules of the road. As much as that is shitty, I think that's probably the most even keeled way of looking at it.
But there's so many other manufacturers. That was the thing I was talking about. Like, there's so many other manufacturers that have been doing the same thing. Like, it's not just them. There's a lot of manufacturers that have done in the past or whatever. It's just they donate money to the people that are going to basically be part of whatever agenda they're going to. Like you said, like military contracts, for instance. They have to appease the right people to get those contracts, and unfortunately, sometimes it has to be the Democrats.
But it would just be okay. So like, there's nothing wrong with it strictly being Democrats. Like, if they want to reach over to the table and be like, "Hey, you're a Democratic politician that's not necessarily super anti-gun, I can give you money, you know, to try to entice you back to like our side." It's the Nancy Pelosi's. I mean, it's like the most avidly anti-gun, anti-Second A,
anti-America.
right? Well,
That's
however
what
you
I'm
want to
calling
see
her.
it.
I'm calling her.
However you want to see it, but I mean that's the frustrating part for sure. To switch up topics a little bit because I feel like this is created
yeah,
so
We're
much
gonna
extra.
start burning the fucking house down.
What are you talking about? Oscars? Some bullshit?
Oh
Oh
some
yeah,
dumb
I was
shit.
just going to talk about. I think it's Oscars or Emmys. I don't fucking remember which one it is.
Mhm.
I don't know
Golden
too much
Ball,
about it.
man.
Yeah, something. But all of a sudden, they fucking closed down the street of that Hollywood Main Street, and they put a fucking massive fence around it, and then say put all these no trespassing signs, and if caught, will be charged and whatnot,
Putting up the
and
borders.
prosecuted.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Putting
it's
up
fucking
borders.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And they had police officers just standing there, like you could tell, like they weren't happy. They're like, this
Don't
is
put up
fucking
that fence.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Don't
Put up that
put
wall,
me,
bro.
Don't put me in that fucking picture.
Anti wall, but we still want walls, but only on our terms. Only around
I
us,
still
not
haven't-
around everybody else.
I still really haven't heard a good argument against the wall.
Me neither.
I think
I've been listening.
I think what I told you. I think that the real reason why people don't want the wall is because they know the wall will work.
Yeah, that's I tried listening too. I listened to what their arguments are, and all it is that they don't have a good answer. So they get like little kids when they can't win an argument. They're like, "Well, you're stupid."
Yeah,
you know,
like
it's
the
"Oh, you're
people that
stupid."
are literally like willing to just throw infinite amounts of money at every single problem. All of a sudden, on this one, they're fiscally conservative.
And I think it's funny how every single person that's been in office for like the last, I don't know, 10 presidents, whatever, probably not that far back, maybe even that far back, they always said that we had to do something about border, right? Every single president had something against
You know what?
border.
You're right. Yeah.
Like every single
Immigration.
immigration,
Something to do with immigration.
exactly, something that can control the borders because they understand that the population and to become an American citizen, to control the population, that kind of thing,
Well,
they need that.
Also helps not low wage, but low skill workers. Like the more there are of low skill workers, the less you can make as a low skill worker. It's basic supply and demand.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden,
Correct.
everybody's pretending like supply and demand doesn't exist.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get off on this whole political standard because it's beating a dead horse. I mean, there's just no
Yeah, I
more
know.
conversation left to have.
No.
It's so obvious, and there's not. That's the frustrating part, is that there's nothing left that makes any kind of sense. It's just ideological nonsense. That's
But if
spouted
you
on
like the
other ends.
wall, then you're a bigot and racist.
Right? I mean, that's what they do, is that they just kind of impugn your motives.
That was the thought. That was, like I said about little kids into an argument. It's like they can't win the argument, so they get really red in the face. They hold their breath and then they just scream, "You're stupid!" Like that's all they go for. There's no logic. There's no actual intelligence behind their explanation.
I'd just break it down to like, hey, you got a fence in your backyard? What's it for?
What's it for?
And then they're like, well, that's different.
no,
I'm like,
that's not
no.
different. You're trying to keep people out.
You're,
That's
you're
it.
just, it's your property. You want to fucking, take care of your home. That's all it is. But
I do have a problem with the eminent domain issue that they have, but there's only two properties that they're that are an issue, I guess, with this whole border wall thing. I do have a problem with eminent domain. I've done this like reports and shit like in college and stuff like that, where the government comes and just takes your property and seizes your property.
I mean, how imposing is
that
it going to
shit's
be
pretty fucked.
to build a fence where like it's between United States and Mexico, so these people own property in both the United States and
Yes.
Mexico?
There's,
I
I think
don't know.
there's two
I don't-
ranchers.
There's ranchers. That
There's
have been there forever.
ranchers that they got like fucking thousands of acres.
Yeah.
Sure.
And if you cut that section off, now they're fucked. Like literally, that's their fucking means of living. So there is a few things that's kind of weird and it's all kind of jacked up, but there's got to be something that they can get out
Okay,
of it.
build
You know what I'm
fence.
saying?
Well,
Build,
they'll pay 'em for the
no,
land.
no, but build
No,
build
if you're-
fences,
if you don't wanna-
everything up into that ranch, and then see how quickly they want to fucking fence there.
That's
When
a good point.
when everybody's crossing through their
And that's the
fucking
thing.
ranch.
They already deal with it already. Like they've had interviews with a bunch of other companies that I really don't want to put out there, but they got some great fucking archives about these fucking ranchers dealing with this shit from day to day because they don't have metal fences or anything. There's got a barbed wire over wood post.
Yep.
They fucking see a fucker coming, they get on their fucking horse because they can see it.
Plus, can't you work out like? I know I'm going off a little bit on a tangent here, but if they own property in Mexico, couldn't they just tell the United States government that they would allow the United States government to pay for a fence on their personal property that's in Mexico to where it dips into Mexico a little bit so that their ranch isn't getting cut off?
And now you're going to be dealing with like a whole country thing.
Yeah,
No,
that's a
No, because the rancher will do it. The United States government's just paying for it.
That's a good point. That's something that you should
yeah.
probably like reach
Because
out.
his own fucking property.
It
You
is
can't
his
build
property.
a fence on your
He
property?
can do what he wants.
It is his property.
How fucking hard is this?
Now, hold on,
I mean,
but
come on.
does he really
are
own
idiots
property,
solving
though?
this goddamn problem?
Does he actually own property into Mexico and on the United States?
Yeah, that's what that's.
I feel like taxation on that would be kind of complicated. And stuff.
That's the thing that I think there's been issues with that, and then the
Sure.
government wants to get all of the acreage as far as like taxing, and he only's been paying like X amount,
Uh-huh.
so he's always something about them being a little bit behind because a lot of the majority of the land is in Mexico, so he's not going to pay for all. Let's say 1,000 acres. I'm not going to pay 1,000 acres worth of taxes. I'm only going to pay
20 acres.
20 acres.
Right.
He's like, bitch, please, that shit's in Mexico.
I mean, I'm sure he's paying Mexico taxes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's got to be a difficult
5
thing.
chinchillas?
No,
5
six
chinchillas.
chinchillas.
Oh, 6 chinchillas?
6 chinchillas and a
chinchillas?
chupacabra.
Yeah.
Chinchillas? What is it?
I don't fucking
You're
know,
Mexican?
dude.
The
I ain't
little-
Mexican.
The little.
Oh. My bad.
Speaking of fucking traveling the world, come on, bro. You need to go to Central America a little bit more.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
No.
I want to go to Chile.
No, I mean,
I want to go to a
but-
lot of places. I was
I
just
hear-
talking about this the other day. I want to travel more, man. I really want to travel more.
Yeah, I did the whole thing that I said I wasn't going to do. I went to Dolt and just went into
You know what I'm hoping I
full
can do?
throttle debt.
happens-
right
it
into that
happens to
fucking
us, bro.
hole.
Happens.
I really want to get to if we make this community as big as it is, right? It already is, and grow it from there, right? Because we've reached around the world, man. I've got so many different countries listening to, and they're hitting me up on Instagram all the time saying, "Good job."
That's
They're
awesome.
listening to it. It's so great. Could you imagine this community getting so big that like I could be like, "Yo, I'm gonna go to Australia." Any Covert Standard followers in Australia, and then just go out there and party with them. Like, how awesome would that be?
That'd be fucking cool.
I want to do that.
Be very cool.
I would hope that this can grow into something like that, and that's what
We need to
I would love
continue.
to do that. Just go out there, and basically we'll go out there and we'll do a show. We'll do like a live show or something like that out there with
I would
them.
like to put it up to the test.
I mean, it's probably too small
Australia.
now. It's probably too small
Let's
now,
hear it.
but I'm sure eventually it will get up there. Like we're growing really fast, and I think it could be something that's a possibility in the future.
I'm definitely all about fucking traveling. I was thinking about just getting like, I got several ideas for different fucking projects, but I think I'm going to start traveling a little bit more in the United States and just get on fucking Hopper, see
Dude.
what the fucking cheapest flight is, round trip,
what's a
of
Hopper?
course. It's this app that actually
Travel agency
travel,
wrap.
yeah, and you can just say want fast trip for no more than $70 round trip. You know, point A, point B. This is my return date, and if you want
Gives
to
you
do
options.
it, yeah, it gives you many options for the price. And dude,
I'm looking
fucking,
up right now.
I fucking love that app. It reminds me of certain places that I want to go. I'm checking out Maine right now.
Oh,
fucking found-
I want to go there. That'd be cool.
Right now, it is beautiful weather. We're going into March, and man, that fucking snow is going to be powder. I'm
See,
fucking excited.
That's how we do it. We do Covert Standard family trips.
Family trips, we should do it.
I already got contacts out there, so you guys are willing to fucking go.
I
We
gotta
can-
hit
we
up
can
my
make it-
Marines, man. I gotta hit up my Marines and find out where everybody's at. I'd like to go visit some people.
Shit.
It's been 10 years. I
Yeah.
need to go visit some people.
A buddy I was talking about earlier, I think he's out in Washington. That'd be a cool place to go.
Oh,
Yeah?
fuck
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
dude. Oh yeah, that'll
I
be
wanna-
amazing.
I want to do so much, man. There's so much out there. Like I'm starting to realize that now that the last all of my 20s, right? Ever since I got out of the Marine Corps till this day, has been focused on other things, and that I've got that it's so fast. It flies by so
Called
fast.
Pussy.
That too, maybe part of it.
Good douche.
So I think
Chest blasted.
chest
Hashtag.
you son of a bitch.
Poontang. That's
Boom
what
Poontang.
all of my 20s, I was focused on this thing. I can't remember.
What is that thing? We used to eat it back in the day all the time. It was delicious. What was it called
Back
again?
in college.
Oh, that's right.
Whiskey.
me
Me
like
like Poontang.
that one.
Ooh, that's not on the website, is it?
I think it is.
I think we kept it
I
off.
showed you the website. If you didn't pay attention, then you didn't
No,
pay
you
attention.
just skimmed right through it. You went straight to your
If
profile.
you didn't pay
You
attention,
clicked on your profile.
you
You're
didn't
like,
pay
yeah,
attention.
yours is right here.
Verbal contract, bro. I heard it.
Yep.
Verbal contract.
You
Every single
you
one of us
focused.
heard it.
All because of fucking Craigslist ad. All right,
It
roger
was a
that
good.
shit.
It was a good Craigslist.
See
ad.
what happens when you play pranks?
Yep.
All right, I'll keep it
You
up.
get
Got it.
fucking chest blasted. Jesus Christ. you get put on the range for longer. Then you get fucking all
here-
this
yeah,
shit.
I'll
Nah.
do this live on the air. I'll tell you right now. I completely forgot about this. So I told Ken about
Ken?
the fact that everybody was talking about the fucking
Ken.
left-handed revolver.
Yep.
So
Oh,
he decided
tattoo
to start
artist, got
trying
it.
to fucking cover it up.
Oh no.
What is he doing?
He's
Super
darkening it out.
shade. Look at that.
He's
Super
darkening it out.
shade.
So that way you can't see that the switch is on the wrong side. Yeah, he did that. He was like, yeah, tell your friends, fuck you.
Good. So where it should be.
He was like, dude, he's like, don't worry, I'll erase it. But yeah, we got to do a couple more sessions. But yeah, I just got my left side done, and I'm gonna go for the right side. Then
Chest
it's,
Blasted 2?
Yes, Chest Blasted 3 is next.
Oh.
Stay tuned for Chest Blasted 3.
Sounds like a really cheap fucking porno episode there.
Bow, chicka, wow, wow. It's got like some dude in the background, like, yeah.
Hashtag hello from the other side.
Hello,
Oh, yeah.
hello from the other side. Hashtag Firehead.
Jesus.
No, not yet.
Hashtag Firehead.
So-
yeah, I got to give a big shout out to a good friend of mine. Okay, this guy's I've known this guy for a long time, and this shout out's for him. We picked up some of these products from Ghost Inc. Okay, now if you guys are familiar with Ghost Inc. Makes some badass trigger bars and drop-ins for your trigger to adjust your trigger pull for Glocks. Now they also dropped out with these new design for the bottom of your magazine. So if a Glock 17 magazine that adds +6 rounds.
Extendos, bro. Extendos
So you want
where
that
it's at.
extendo clip, dog?
When I was a gunsmith,
wrong.
I'd do the grind to fit Ghost connectors all the time for Glocks. That was probably the only thing I'd recommend to people because, and there's so many, and I know you've run into it. I don't want to hate on any company, so I won't call anybody out. But there's a lot of aftermarket triggers that aren't the greatest. So
I have one in my Gucci Glock.
Yeah, what happened today?
Zev.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
yeah.
I can't-
I'll call-
We're not
I
gonna
can't-
call him
I
out, bro.
cannot believe
they make a lot of good products.
Yes, they do.
They make a
Agreed,
lot of good
completely.
product.
But
Except for
that-
that product.
But that fucking trigger sucks dick, dude.
Yes, I fucking hate
Maybe
it.
it's just that one.
Many failures. I'm sure if you called them,
I'm
they'd
gonna
take
call
care of
them
you
and just be like,
Yeah.
"Listen, man, 10 years, bro,
Bro.
10 years, and this thing still fails." And I keep thinking it's like me adjusting it wrong. I took the screws out, everything. It's just not fucking working, bro.
Bro.
I really want to fucking
They
bring
make
it back.
they make good
You
shit
think that
too.
you think that they'll give me another trigger? You think so?
I'm almost positive. If not, I know
Absolutely.
some guys that you can
Bro,
talk
Yeah,
to.
customer
Tell-
service
tell 'em
is
who you are.
everything.
I am the Nitro Panda. Give me a new trigger now.
No, you got to say the.
I am the Nitro Panda,
and I've been chest blasted.
and I've been chest blasted. You must give me a new trigger now.
Right meow. Meow.
No,
Say
I think
meow.
I will do that first. I think I might contact him and say, "Listen, man, I know it's been probably a couple years. I bought this fucking thing, but I've been trying to make this thing work and just not say anything. It's not working, bro. It's not working out. I'm sure that they have a newer trigger out now, like something that's like a better
Yeah, if
design.
you had
Maybe.
this for a
Anyways,
decade?
Ghost Inc. though. Ghost Inc. makes probably the best solid shit. That's a good, easy improvement to your Glock.
and
So-
this,
So
I
they're
got
responsible
everybody.
for these.
Yeah, I got everybody an item from them at Ghost Inc. The +6 rounds at the bottom of the magazine, which is pretty dope. It also acts as a blunt object too. So yes, they are responsible for that.
It's
Cool.
fucking
Well,
dope.
thank you, Ghost Inc. Because
Yeah.
it's pretty
Thank
cool.
you.
It's fucking
I was just
dope
thinking
as
about
shit.
just thinking about how I wanted at least a +4. So
No,
+6.
6.
I know this is a
He was
+6. I was
thinking.
thinking about how I wanted to buy at least a +4.
But you get-
So now I'm gonna have to buy another one of these since you got me one. So thanks, Ghost.
So yeah, so it's dope as fuck, man. Yeah, I like it. I like him a lot. I like the whole +6 shit. You know.
Dread, where's my tomahawk?
Oh, here we go.
So quick.
Yeah, Dread. So I guess apparently Chase is becoming impatient over here about this fucking
Impatient.
tomahawk.
Arrogant fuck.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
you
just-
didn't get the memo? It's
You
going
are
to be in by
Oh, we all-
episode 25.
Oh, my God.
Episode 25.
Dread said that. That's what it was. He's like, fucking, you get it when the zombie episode
Yeah.
comes out, bro.
When you need to kill zombies, that's when I will
Good
give
job.
it to you.
Good
Until
job,
then,
Dread.
you
All
shut
right.
the fuck
Never
up.
My bad.
No, I think he's waiting for the P.O. box. That's what it is.
No, I have the address, man. Covert Standard's got an address now for everybody that wants to say. Yeah, I know. I don't have. I'm not ready for it. I'm not prepared.
You're not prepared.
I'm not prepared. I don't have it in front of me. Everyone's like, look at him to give him the address.
I'm
The
trying
way-
to set you up for the
it
address.
will be. It will go because all the paperwork's inside of the
That folder right there?
living room. No, it's in the living room. Yeah, it's in the living room.
Grandpa, get it.
Grandpa, go get it.
No, so there is an address. It will be on the website. You guys can send us stuff, and we are whiskey and bourbon drinkers. If you guys got some stuff that is like commercially made and like this known in your area or your part of the world, even I'll send that over there. And also, if you guys want to write letters, I know there's a lot of people out there that prefer that method of communication. You can write us letters and stuff like that and go there. So I have an address now. It's gonna be awesome. But the website, I can't fucking wait for the website to go up because it's gonna be amazing.
That shit looks
The,
slick.
the funny thing is, the website might go up when I'm sitting here talking about I want the website up. It's going to go
Right.
up before I drop the episode.
Right,
That's
right.
what's going to end up happening. But the website will be up. You'll be able to catch our bios. You'll know a little bit more about us. You'll be able to communicate with us through the website as well, and we'll have our YouTube videos up as soon as we start releasing those and getting back into the community of videos. So yeah, we have all types of stuff going on, and. Yeah, that's another one in the books, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 25. Stay tuned for that. It's going to be amazing. We're gonna increase that to a 2-hour episode. So it's not going to be an hour. It's going to be a 2-hour episode, and we are going to talk about any
It's
and
gonna-
everything
it's gonna-
zombie.
It's going to be
me.
part A and part B.
No, it's going to be me talking 2 hours as well.
it's just going to be
that's
Chase
you just
talking
listen.
for 2
It's
I
gonna
hours.
got, I got
Chase.
so much
I got
to go
zombies.
over.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, I
going
got
to
so
end
much
up
to go
being
over.
in May, and he's going to be like, it's going to be May.
So we
Ooh.
are going to talk about. I like the vocals. So we're going to be talking about the everything zombie survivalistic approach to a zombie apocalypse, and it's going to be awesome. And it's going to be with us, of course. So stay
Rays.
tuned for that for 25. And yeah, that's another one in the books, ladies and gentlemen. So I've got Chase, okay, aka Bad Karma Live.
Hi.
See him on Instagram, talk to him on there, and see how arrogant he really can be.
Very.
I've got Cabal USA. You can see him on from his website, cabalusa.co, and also his Instagram as well. I've got Dylan from dhuck_. You can go hit him up. If you want a really good argument, he will argue with you, I promise, on everything.
Or leave a comment.
Or he'll leave a comment.
He loves comments.
Like what?
I just kicked Grandpa in the face.
Yeah,
oh, man.
it's all right. It happens all the time. He didn't even care.
And I am the Nitro Panda. You can search me on all social media platforms at the Nitro Panda. Also, Covert Standard has an Instagram. Go ahead and follow, like, share. I'm gonna throw some more content on that as well, and also Twitter. And you can also listen to our show on all platforms. If you're listening on iTunes, you can also listen to it on YouTube. So tell your friends that don't have iPhones, they can listen to it on Spotify. Spotify. They'll listen to it on YouTube. They'll
You
listen
getting nervous
to it
over
on,
here, bro?
I am
Yeah,
a
what's
little
going on?
bit.
Sweating.
They can listen to it on Spotify. They can listen to it on. Damn it! I
Good
couldn't
job.
spit the fucking
Thanks,
word.
guys, for tuning in. You're amazing.
We fucking love
If
you
you want
guys.
something, work your ass off
Fuck.
for it.
Hell
All
yeah.
right, like, love you guys. Bye. Covert Standard.